Hi guys, Scott here from Hospitality World Direct. I wanted to take the time to do a little video and talk to you guys about selecting a site. So you've got the idea that you want to open up a cafe or a restaurant, whatever food service business that it might be. I've made some notes here. I want to go through this because this is crucial when deciding on a site for a food service premises. A lot of people don't think this situation through. So the first thing you need to do, what is your concept? Before you even look at the site, have a think about what is the actual concept. Now, what I mean by the concept, is it a cafe? Is it a takeaway? Is it a restaurant? Is it going to be fine dining? Have a think about what that concept actually is. That will then affect what your target market is. Now, your target market might be families. It might be office workers because you're in a specific office building area. It could be tradies near a big construction site that's being built, which is only going to be temporary. It could be day trade only because you've got factory workers that are in the area because you're in an industrial site. It could be night trade. There's so many factors to consider. So that's why when selecting a premises, really important to have a think about what the actual target market is. What sort of service style are we talking? Is it dine-in? Is it going to be mainly takeaway? Are you going to be doing Uber Eats style? Grab and go is another one that we're seeing a lot of, where there isn't a lot of seating, smaller premises, somebody can walk in, grab a focaccia, it's pre-made, grab a drink, and off they go. They keep moving. These are all really, really important things to consider. Your concept is going to dictate your location. So I think it's really important that you take a step back before you say, hey, that'd be a great site to open up a cafe, or that'd be a great site for my restaurant. Have a think about what the concept is first. Location fundamentals. For anyone who's ever been in property knows the famous 3 most important things when looking at a property. Location, location, location. We know this. Is foot traffic going to be the most important thing that we're relying on, or is it a destination? When I say that, it could be in a factory estate, everything is closed around it, no public transport, the whole area is dead except your buzzing little restaurant or your buzzing bar. That's a destination. Are you going to be on a main strip during the day, Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, foot traffic all day, close to public transport? Then we're starting to talk about foot traffic. Then, obviously, we are talking about different rents. We are talking about different per square meter prices. These are all considerations to consider. What is the parking and what is the accessibility like? That's really important to consider as well. Day trade versus night trade. Again, have a think through. What is the concept of the business? Am I a daytime business? Am I a nighttime business? Am I a both business? Demographics and catchment areas. What is the local population density? What is the disposable income of a particular area? A lot of that is available online. You can do your research. You can speak to real estate agents. You can use Google. There's a lot of information on site, Bureau of Stats. You can get that information. Find out what disposable income. Are they young families? Are they boomers that live in the area? You can find that information. It is crucial. Daytime population is really important that I've talked about before. Are you going to be in an area that is densely populated with offices? So people are going to be looking for coffees, focaccias, quick takeaway, sit and dine in, business meetings. Really important. Don't assume. Verify the data with your own eyes. And what I mean by that, go and spend some time in a particular area. If you are looking at a particular site, spend the day. Spend the actual day sitting out front in your car or sitting in a restaurant or a cafe close by. Spend the time and look. Look at the people's habits. Look at the amount of passing trade. How accessible do people park? Do you find that people are driving around looking for car spots, they can't find a spot and then they leave? Are people walking around? Is it busy between 11 and 1? Is it dead at 2:30? Is it pumping at 2:30? These are really, really important things that you will never know without seeing it with your own eyes. A real estate agent will tell you all the good things about a premises. Go and have a look, do your research. This is crucial. Before you sign a lease, you need to know what you're getting yourself into. Then when we find a premises that we think is suitable, we've done our research, we know what our offering is, we know what style of business, we like this particular site for whatever reason based on our concept. Remember that. Find out what your concept is, not the other way around. Work out your concept first. You found it. Have a look at its layout. Now, are you taking over an existing food premises and then changing the sign at the front and under new management, here you go? Or are you taking a shell over and now you need to build a kitchen? Obviously, that's where we would come in. Hospitality World Direct does exactly that. We help customers have a look at their stainless steel benching, their ventilation. Does the premises have a grease trap? Council will require this. So you might go find a site, an empty shell, and think it's perfect. And then you have all of these hidden costs to ensure that it complies as a food service premises. We can help you. Ventilation. Ensuring that you can ventilate the kitchen correctly is crucial. We have a lot of customers who have restaurants right next to apartment buildings. How we expel that food cooking odor is crucial. A lot of people think that when they take over a shell, they're just going to be able to turn it into a cafe or a restaurant and be up and trading. You need to take these considerations. You can save a lot of money by taking over a premises that already has a commercial kitchen. Absolutely, can save you a lot of money. But the layout may be wrong. The cuisine may be wrong. An Indian restaurant that we built today is not necessarily going to suit a cafe or a Chinese restaurant tomorrow. The equipment selection is different, the layout is different, the amount of seating may be different. The ratio of kitchen to seating area is another thing to consider. We have seen a lot of premises where the kitchen is just too big, meaning you're going to be turning patrons away because you don't have enough seats. So it is crucial that you have a think about the kitchen size and what sort of seating arrangements. Can you get outdoor seating? Is something else to consider. Storage space, bathroom compliance, disability access. These are all things that the building surveyor and the council are going to want to see in your plan or when they come and do an inspection. We can help you with all of these things, but it's important that you understand the major differences in taking over a shell and setting it up yourself, or taking over an existing restaurant and then putting your flair onto it. Obviously a new menu, a new name, you can change the decor. You can save a lot of money that way, but it may not necessarily suit your concept. Planning and permits is an important one. I touched on that just before. Zoning compliances for food use, council approvals, liquor license. This is a big one. A lot of people set up their restaurant, ready to start trading. Liquor license can take months. So all of a sudden, they've set up their restaurant, they're ready to rock and roll, and they can't serve alcohol. They've just done their profitability study based on how much people will spend per head, roughly how much alcohol they will be able to sell. Really important, have a think about it. Outdoor dining permits is what I spoke about before. A really good way to maximize space, gives a really good vibe to a cafe or a restaurant if you can get strip heating and make it feel comfortable for people. At the end of the day, if you're here in Melbourne, the winters are cold. It is great to sit outside, but the winters are cold. You want people to feel comfortable. Have barriers set up, windbreakers, overhead heating. We can assist you with these things. Noise and trading hour restrictions. We set up bars. We do a lot of custom refrigeration for bars and nightclubs. Really important to understand what your zone requirements are with council and at what time are you going to be able to have that music playing, or what time are you going to be able to trade until. Lease terms. Like I said, every real estate agent is going to tell you how good that site is. Now, no offense to all of my agent friends, but that's your job. Your job is to point out all of the positives. My client's job is to look at all the positives and look at all of the negatives. You have to look at the pros and cons of every single site. So when negotiating a lease, I've made a few points here of some really important considerations. If you're going to set up that restaurant from scratch, you're going to be building that restaurant, which is going to take time. Is gas going to be accessible in the premises? And if not, and you need it, how long will it take? Do I have enough power? Do I need 3-phase? These are things that take time. You must negotiate a rent-free period. With that rent-free period, it's going to give you a little bit of time to get things set up without costing you too much money in the beginning. Can you get a fit-out contribution from the landlord? That's a big one as well. Not always will a landlord be willing to contribute, but depending on the length of the lease and the strength of the candidate as a tenant, the landlord in many cases will be happy to contribute money. So what that means is they know that they can put some money into their own building to assist their tenant to be able to succeed, stay there longer, and in turn, pay rent for longer. At the end of the day, no landlord wants their tenant to fail. So input from the landlord can be a really good way to help your back pocket, but also the landlord knows that it could be a fixture that stays in the building, so they're not necessarily losing that money. Make good clause. What that means is you got to be careful with this. It's really important to read the lease carefully, and I'll always suggest that you have a lease checked by a lawyer or solicitor. A make good clause basically says you've taken over this restaurant, cafe, shop, shell, whatever it may be. At the end of your term, when you leave and hand the keys over, me, the landlord, I want it back in the exact same condition that I gave it to you. Be careful. This can be a tricky one that people don't think about, and they get burnt at the very end. Think about that you've just spent $100,000 fitting out a cafe and restaurant with commercial cooking equipment, custom stainless steel benches. You've drilled into walls. You've got canopy hanging from the roof. You've got ductwork penetrating through a ceiling. You've got ductwork penetrating through a roof. You've got an exhaust fan up there. And the landlord wants the building back exactly the way he gave it to you. So there is a cost involved in that. Very important to understand, are you handing the keys back with the restaurant as is? Am I taking back just my cooking equipment? Do I have to make good everything? So ask the question and be clear. As long as you understand from the beginning, that's the most important. What is the condition of the site? I spoke about that before. Is it an existing restaurant, or is it literally just 4 walls and you have to do the rest? So you're gonna need a cabinet maker. You're gonna need Hospitality World Direct to come do the kitchen for you. That's stainless steel benching. There's gas connections. There is electrical connections. Is this building ready for a restaurant? If it's not, you could be up for a lot of money, especially when you're talking about putting in grease traps, ventilation. They can be costly. How long is it going to take me to build? So have a think about what revenue you're going to lose while you're setting up this restaurant. And that's why I say that the rent-free period, if you can negotiate that, is going to be really important and beneficial. So you found your site. Another thing to consider, what is the competition and the market saturation like? So is there direct competitors nearby? Are those direct competitors going to assist my business? Meaning, is this a hub? Is this an area where people go and they know that there's 10 restaurants lined up and they're going to go to all of them, and they might come to one particular restaurant but then see another restaurant, and it becomes a bit of a hub, and then they all contribute to each other's success? That can be one thing. Or am I going into an area that's completely saturated and all we're doing is adding another cafe, another restaurant, and we're just going to spread those customers across and we're all going to do less revenue? Have a look at your labor costs, have a look at your food costs. These are all important things to consider. I'll do other videos about those topics as well. A break-even analysis is really important. What are going to be your expenses to run that business per week? How much revenue do you think you're going to be able to get in that week? Do your numbers. Costs are going up, we know that. Rents have been expensive. We know that the labor force is expensive. We're seeing what's happening with fuel prices now and how volatile it can be. Those fuel prices mean that the deliveries of our food and produce to cafes and restaurants is going to go up. So these are things that maybe we did not consider 6 months ago when we were planning our restaurant. but now these extra costs have become a reality. How can my business deal with those extra costs? Is there buffer? So your break-evens are really, really important. Look at risk factors like seasonal fluctuations. We do a lot of yogurt, acai bowl, takeaway. We do a lot of yogurt shops like that. They know that their busiest times generally are going to be in the summer times, like an ice cream shop. So have a look at those seasonal fluctuations. We have a customer who has opened up directly next to a gym and they're doing high protein meals. So they're always looking at what is the area offering and how can I utilize on that. Now, if that gym was to close tomorrow, make sure I still have my plan B. Make sure that my business is still viable and I'm not relying on a neighbor. What's the actual behavior of the customer? Like I said, don't assume, don't just listen to the agent. Spend some time. Spend some time there. Watch the traffic. Watch how people walk. How many people walk? What are the busy times of the day? Is winter the same as summer? That's a really, really important thing when we look at seasonal fluctuations. Is the permit achievable? Am I actually going to be able to get a food service premises here? That's something you have to look at. Don't waste your time spending too much time on a site that is not going to fly. Your time can be spent elsewhere in a much, much more positive manner. Services like I spoke about before, gas, electricity. Am I going to be able to ventilate properly? Is there balconies close by? When I start trading, is the neighbor going to say, why does my balcony smell like your chicken? It's important that we can ventilate effectively, efficiently, but also legally. How we discharge that air. Now there is electrostatic precipitators where we can reduce all of that. There is so many different things we do, and that's why we say it's so important that you come and see us. Get the site inspected by a kitchen professional. So at Hospitality World Direct, our sales guys, as long as the proximity is close by, we're very, very happy to talk to you about your site. Once you know that you're going ahead with something, the guys are happy to spend some time with you. Look at the layout, whether you're building it from scratch or whether you're taking over an existing, making some modifications, whatever it may be. Make sure that the financial model stacks up. One thing to also remember is we have a lot of finance options. Now, my rule of thumb is generally don't put money into items, when I say items, commercial kitchen equipment, into items that go down in value. The moment you pay for that fryer or that combi steamer or that 6-burner range or that refrigerator, whatever it may be, it is now secondhand, it is going down in value. I always say finance your equipment, put your cash into promoting your business. Get bums on seats. Use that money to promote your business, get your socials right, get your name out there, and get that business busy. The commercial catering equipment can be financed. That's one way to reduce the cash outlay from the beginning, conserve some of that cash to build your business. I hope you found this helpful. I'm Scott from Hospitality World Direct. We're located at 106 Fairbank Road in Clayton South. Please give us a call anytime. Details will be here. Make sure you come and see us. hwd.com.au if you want some more information. Guys will be happy to help you out.